Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I bring a video to you about my conversion story to Islam and the journey till now. It's been about 3 years since I took my Shahada. So I grew up Christian, my family was hardcore Christian. We went to church every single Sunday. I went to Catholic school and that was just kind of my life all the way up until I was about 22, 23. So I was about 22 and so yeah, that was that. About 3 years ago I was working and some gentleman came in and I was helping him pick out some jewelry. He was in, I was working at K Jewelers at the time, and he came in and we just swapped information. We got to talking. He gave me his cousin's information as well, his phone number, and we ended up talking. We ended up meeting up, and one day my mother was just like, what is he? And I was like, I have no idea. She was like, oh, either he's Hindu or Muslim. I was like, I don't know, I'll ask him. So I asked him and he said he was Muslim. I didn't know what a Muslim was at all. And you could say, oh, people can judge me for being like, how do you not know what a Muslim is? Don't you watch the news or anything? Don't you know? And the answer is no, I didn't. Once he told me he was, and he started showing me what Muslim women look like, what Muslim men look like, I was just like, oh, okay, my mother has a Muslim friend. And I didn't know she was Muslim. Like, that was not a word that was really ever said to me growing up. I didn't know anything about it, obviously, and I never looked at this lady, who wore a scarf and an abaya, like everywhere she went. I never looked at her any different from anyone else. I never questioned it. It was just another person, another woman. And so I was like, okay. So I told him about her. He was like, oh, cool. Like, that's pretty awesome. And so we started talking about religion. Obviously, him talking about Islam to me and me talking about Christianity to him. So Catholic, anyway, to be more specific. And so we started talking about the differences and the similarities and, what we thought was right and what was wrong with each religion. And it just kind of went from there. We started having like little debates. I would, bring him like a book or something, and then when we go like and talk about, Islam, and it was just so new to me. I was just so intrigued by this new religion, learning something different. I mean, it's obviously, I love learning new things all the time. And this was definitely new. And little did I know that it would change my life. So in time, he gave me a Quran and I started reading this Quran. I started reading it. I had to hide it under my pillow. I slept with it under my pillow for the longest time. And I would just get so fascinated, and like, there are similar stories to that in the Bible, and then there are obviously differences, but there was like a solution for like every single little thing in the Quran that tells you like how to, after marriage, how to treat your wife, how to treat your husband, how to treat animals and other people, and like just so many rights given to like different, the trees, insects, just every single little thing that you would never think of or never even heard of, like in Christianity. And so I started reading this and getting more knowledge. And again, I was still kind of fighting it a little bit in a way to kind of be like, no, this Christianity is correct, But just one day, I started getting this really crazy feeling within myself whenever I would read the Quran or read something about the religion, or just even start thinking about it, and it wasn't a bad feeling. And it would be physical. It wouldn't just be like an internal thing and then, no one could tell. Like, if someone came and started talking to me, like, they would probably notice that I was shaking. And I don't really tell anyone this because no one's, I don't know, I mean, it seems like it's my conversion story, you know, and I keep it to myself. And not that I should keep it to myself. I have told people about my conversion, but nothing like too drastic. And so anyway, I would get this like crazy feeling inside myself, and I would just want to cry. And then I would just be like, should I do this? Like, should I become a Muslim? And for many weeks and weeks, I went on about this, and, you know, kind of still trying to talk my way out of it because, you know, what it would do to my family, because that was like always in the back of my head, because we've always been like very close, our family. So anyway, I actually ended up going and telling my friend that I wanted to take the Shahada. At this time, let's see, I had been to the masjid, maybe once. And I know that's crazy. Like, how do you convert to Islam if you only been to the masjid like once? Like, what's going on? And it only took me a few months to really convert. And I know that's so quick, but to me and how I felt, it was just like I couldn't wait any longer than that, you know? And I'm so glad that I didn't wait any longer than that. And so I did. I took the Shahada, and it was good, you know? I didn't have like the whole like crying feeling, you know? I didn't cry taking my Shahada like a lot of people do. I just think like everyone experiences it differently, and then this was just mine. And I think at that time, I was just already going through so much in my life, you know, even before studying about Islam, that it was just, I was kind of like a rock, you know? And so I didn't cry or anything. I was glad. I felt relief. And it was just like, oh my gosh, I'm a Muslim. And it was good feeling. So anyway, from there, I still studied about it. I still learned everything that I could about it. And so yeah, that was how that went. And 3 years later, it's just like, I've learned how to pray, I've learned prayers, you know, I still read books about Islam and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And, you know, just, it's crazy, you know? And I'm married now to my friend, and I couldn't be more blessed. And he was the one that gave me my Shahada. And at the time, I didn't take the Shahada in the masjid, and I don't know why I didn't. I think I had just gotten off of work, I think, for one, and at the time I still wasn't dressing appropriately. Well, not that I wasn't dressed appropriately. Me myself, I didn't think that I was dressed appropriately to go into the masjid, which was a pants and a shirt that didn't, you know, not even like a long shirt, you know, it was just a work attire, but kind of casual because I could wear casual clothes to work. And anyway, so I was like, I don't want to go there because, you know, it's just like I don't feel like I'm appropriate to go into this. So and like this day, like I did not, you know, I wasn't planning on taking my shahada that day at all. So so yeah, I mean, it was just like a totally unexpected thing, you know, that I was just blurted out to him, and it was just like, yeah, let's do this, like I really want to. With the hijab, that I don't wear, obviously, as you can see, and it hasn't always been the case. Well, I never actually wore it, but and right now I don't feel like I'm ready for it. And the reason why I say that is because through my whole journey of the first 3 years of being Muslim, maybe 2.5 years I should say, I had to hide a lot of it from my parents, from my family. They knew about it, but I couldn't talk about it with them, you know. And it would always be that if the subject was brought up, you know, there would just be a lot of arguing and, you know, crying. And so a lot of that stuff I had to hold within myself. And I think that came with like insecurities and stuff, because I know a lot of people who can just go to their family and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm converted, I'm Muslim, you know, I'm gonna start wearing the hijab, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna change my lifestyle like in an instant. But to me, it wasn't that way. That's not the case, because I grew up with a hard life, a very difficult life, you know. And I think a lot of that, you know, I wanted to hold my family, like, I needed to keep them, you know. I couldn't just like be like, okay, whatever happens, happens. At one point I was like that, but then I would think back like, I can't do that, you know. They did so much for me growing up. And why would I just like hurt them being like, I converted to this new religion, which is like totally what most people say is opposite, you know. And so I had to hide a lot of this. And I just knew before, maybe it was within the first year of my conversion, maybe year and a half, I did want to wear the hijab. And I wanted, there were many times where I wanted to go up to my family and be like, I'm doing this, but I couldn't, because like I said, I'm just not that person. I needed my family with me. And it's crazy, because if I didn't have someone supporting me, I think since the person that I am, you know, that I'm trying to change so hard, I probably would have been like, I'm a Muslim, but I can't practice it. I'm a Muslim, but I don't, you know, I can't take the Shahada. Like, I will be forever like this Christian, you know, this Catholic. And, which would have been fine, I guess. I don't know, maybe not. I would have been happy with it. But it's probably what would have happened. I probably would have, like, felt like, and I probably would have deeply regretted it for sure. But always internally I would have felt like a Muslim. And even though I wouldn't be able to like practice it or go to the masjid and stuff. And I know that's kind of, you know, like people will be like, why don't you just go? You're old enough to do that. I was very, very much, how do you say, not protected, but like, my family was very protective for me, you know, and it was like, you know, one thing said, can't say anything about, you know. So it's just like this, I'm not gonna even risk it, you know. I mean, I should, but like I said, of how I grew up, I have just these like feelings inside me that I just can't take that step. And that's what I'm like struggling with like all the time, not just with religion, but with just so many things, different things in life. It's just like, I need that extra step to get myself going. And so anyways, yeah, I didn't want to wear the hijab, and I couldn't. I struggled. There were times that I did go out in the hijab, you know, secretively. I would bring it with me, and I would love it, you know. But then I think, you know, just have had so many times of not being able to like come out fully and wear it in front of my family and having to keep it from them. It just went away. The only time I wore it is if I went to the masjid. Again, it kind of came back to me, the feeling of like, I want to wear it, but I still can't. And then that feeling just left me completely. You know, I was like, I'm a Muslim, you know, maybe one day, inshallah, I'll wear it again, or wear it fully, I don't know. But as of right now, it's just like, I won't put it on. And I'm kind of getting that feeling again, I think in 2018 now, that, you know, it's like a thing that seems more real, you know, and that it's like, it's coming back to me little by little. I'm still not there yet. I'm still not ready to wear the hijab. But I can feel myself like thinking about it at different times. Like, I should be doing this, you know, for myself and for Allah and for my husband, you know. And I know he wants to see me in one, obviously. But I tell him, like, one day, inshallah, you will, you know. And You know, and one day, inshallah, that will happen. Like, I already know that's gonna happen. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. I want to be able to be like a full-out Muslim. And I will have that support. My family has come a long way. And even now, like, I think, you know, whenever I go to their house, I go to like, oh, can you bring like a certain meats, you know, like so you can eat it, so you can enjoy it. You know, they would be careful not to make certain things for us. And so alhamdulillah, they did come a long way. And I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful that that happens, because it makes me live like an easier life. You know, I'm not by myself. And I don't think I was ever truly by myself, you know, even when I felt like I was all alone. I still had Allah, I still prayed, and, you know, it was just like, alhamdulillah, I'm a Muslim. You know, I'm blessed, everything's just come such a long way. And, so yeah, I can't think of anything else I have to say. Forgive me if I'm like all over the place, because I never really told my conversion story even in this much of depth. There's just so much, you know, beforehand that happened. Like I said, I went through a lot of stuff growing up, and this isn't something that I would probably ever tell people, and if I did, it wouldn't be for a very long time, because of the, how do you say, I just lost my train of thought, because I don't want judgment about who I was before, but this whole legit, like, in-depth details, I don't know if I'll ever feel comfortable about telling that. And not that I feel comfortable, it's like I said, I don't want that judgment to be like, oh, okay, so you weren't always, you know, like this, I don't know, person that they see me as. And, you know, I don't want them to judge me at all, you know, because I'm not the person who I was before, you know, and that could be like a million things. So just saying this is just a kind of, you know, you can think of whatever you want to, but you'll never know the exact reason. But, so yeah, that is my story. I don't know if this video is gonna be good, but whatever. I mean, that's not the point of it. The point is the whole story of my conversion. So yeah, I will hopefully talk to you all